these days. We're actually at the press conference area. And this is where everybody does their press conferences after, they win a medal or they place one, two, three in something. And it's actually very fun. And oftentimes there's just like a big audience here of journalists asking questions. So this is where we do our press conferences. But it's late, and I know everybody wants to talk about the women's free skate. It was electric. It was outrageous. It was just everything you want a figure skating competition to be, right? What did you think of the whole thing, Paulina?
I mean, from start to finish, I would say what spoke to me the most was the fact that the crowd was so loud and so supportive for everybody. Skater.
Everybody.
And when a skater was having a tough time on the ice, the crowd was really uplifting them and cheering them on. And I thought that was so heartwarming as a former athlete to see and kind of feel. But I really haven't been to an event like this with the crowd filled to the top of the brim, them being so loud and cheering every single person on, clapping for music. In a very long time. So I was thrilled with that entire event.
I mean, Boston. Good job, Boston. Oh, they're turning off the lights on us. Well, we're not very well lit anymore, but that's okay. Boston, so great. I mean, Paulina and I were actually talking about, Paulina unfortunately missed 2016 Worlds because you were injured.
I did have a foot injury.
After you did super well at nationals, and it was sad. But you were talking about 2014 nationals and how excited and electric the Boston crowd was. We should just have all our competitions here. I don't know why we don't.
I mean, there's so much magic in Boston. It's always such a beautiful time for me to come back because this is the arena that I qualified to the Olympics in. And so on that note, I'm so excited for my Bay Area girl, Alysa Liu, to also have that Boston magic, and she's world champion today.
I mean, you were there basically when she was contemplating the return, right?
I remember when she first started skating at the rink. I skate when she's skating and training at Yerba Buena in San Francisco all the time with Brian Boitano. So it's extra special to see her do so well here. And I wasn't surprised in the slightest because Alyssa's a rock and she always focuses and skates well. So wasn't nervous, and I'm so happy for her.
And this is not hindsight because Paulina literally came up to me before Alyssa skated and was like, she's going to be fine. Don't worry about it. It's going to be fine.
Yeah, I wasn't nervous.
Meanwhile, I was pacing back and forth for the last 12 women to skate. It was just every single skater, my sort of nervous energy went up a little bit. Just because it was such a great competition and amazing to see Alyssa become the first U.S. woman to win a world championship since Kimmy Meisner in 2006.
Yeah.
And she corrected us here in the press conference because it was 19 years ago that happened. She is 19, but she was born in 2005 and not 2006. So she was like, you almost got it right, press. I just want to kind of go through the craziness of this timeline of Alysa Liu, right? January of 2024, she's like, I forgot how much I love this sport. She goes to the rink. She does a couple triples, and she's like, maybe I could do this again. March of 2024, she officially says, I'm coming back. October 2024, this is literally, what's March, 6 months ago, 5 months ago, she skates in her first international competition since March 2022. And in a season, within that same season, she becomes world champion. I don't know how you write a story like that. None of us could have believed that would have been the case, right? Did you have believed it?
I think when you got it, and she has it. So I think if you look at her track record of how she competed before her break, she did do UCLA for a year and kind of had her moment to step away from the ice and kind of live that normal life and be a student, and she fell back in love with the sport and returned. She's the same Alyssa, just grown up now. but her competitions in the past were very similar to this. She's always been very consistent. She's always handled pressure really well. She has proven over and over again that she's somebody that you can trust to compete well. So when I say I wasn't nervous, it's because of that.
Yeah.
And I think this season has just proven that when you have it, you have it.
Yeah. Let's talk about the rest of this event. Top 6 women. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All U.S. and Japanese, right? Am I wrong on this? Alysa.
Yes.
Kaori, Monet.
Wakaba.
No. Isabeau. Wakaba, right?
Amber Wakaba.
Amber Wakaba. There we go. that was your top 6. I mean, the dominance of these two countries at this event was very evident, and all of them just skated very well. Let's talk about Amber, right? Amber had a disappointing short program, makes that comeback, and was sitting in the leader's chair for quite a long time, just kind of like being like, okay, well, I'm still here. What did you think of her competition here?
I think for Amber, she skated with a lot of focus in this competition. There were several technical mistakes in the program, but in general, I would say that she finished pretty strong, and she was able to kind of keep it together to skate a good performance. And aside from anything technical, I think whenever she takes the ice, she's such a powerful presence. She skates with so much speed and so much flow, and she really stands out. So I think she really showed that special factor tonight, and this is a great stepping stone for her in this next Olympic season.
I mean, I just love that she had a mistake, and then she didn't let the program go, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's been such a huge part of her growth this season, to just be in the moment, to not think back to things and not regret things, and like they were tiny mistakes really in the grander scheme of things, and there's a reason she went from 9th all the way up to 5th. It was great, and frankly, if there were a couple other things that happened, if this was any other world championship, she probably would have gotten up to like the podium. But so much good skating, right? Isabeau.
Same kind of thing. Mistake at the beginning of the program, but then she was focused and got right back into it, and the rest of it was lovely.
Yeah.
And it was really beautiful to see her skate well here after she's missed so much of the season due to injury.
Yeah.
So for her to come back and be sitting in the top 4 is really incredible.
Yeah.
We just have some great comebacks, Alysa and Isabel.
Great, super great comebacks. I can't not talk about Wakaba Kikuchi. Love that Dune program. Not Dune program. That was her short program. Love running up that hill. I mean,
we loved both. We loved both.
When the music changes in that program, it just gives me goosebumps, right? And everything that she does is like right to the music. Mm-hmm. I mean, the thing with her was it's a very technical thing today where she missed a loop in the second half and put in a combination on the flip later on, but because that loop had to be in combination, she actually got a lot less in points, and then it got a downgrade. So there were a lot of things that just like it didn't look like the mistake was that big, but if you added it all up, it actually was a lot bigger than it was, and that kind of was what happened with her. Monet coming back from a really disappointing 4 4 continents. I was thinking about 4 seasons. Who was skating to that yesterday? Somebody was. Minerva and Nikita was skating to 4 seasons.
Yes.
That's what I was thinking about. 4 continents where she had that stomach bug and she was just kind of all out of sorts. And for her to be up here with the bronze medal was pretty amazing. What do you think of Kari?
I mean, watching the crowd be so into all that jazz for Kari, I think for her and Alysa, the energy was pretty unmatched. And it was interesting seeing such variability from Monet's program, because she had a very lyrical, very beautiful, elegant performance. But in terms of the energy for just the arena crowd, we noticed different levels of just like knowing when to clap, for example, for the audience. So I think that all kind of ties together the feeling and impact for the judges sitting there. But for Kaori, I think that program is just so fun, and she has so much fun with it, clearly, when you're watching as a viewer. And then for her to skate well and actually land everything and just be so happy at the end was really touching for everyone. So great skate.
So great.
Wakaba was one of my personal favorites, honestly.
We were talking about that. Yep.
I mean, I teared up for her when she came off the ice, and she was so emotional, and she was sitting there, and Kaori was crying, and for me that was honestly probably what like the highlight of my event, other than Alysa winning. But like Wakaba's performances here, I'm a huge fan.
There's been a lot of crying.
Yeah.
Just a lot of crying.
Happy tears.
Across the board. Okay, we're gonna talk real quick about Olympic spots qualifications, and I'm gonna let you all go because we all need to go to sleep. So, with what happened, the U.S. and Japan both qualified 3 spots, automatic. They get 3 spots, no need to qualify extra stuff. It's all good. And then what was it? Switzerland and Korea get 2 automatic spots, and then Belgium and Estonia get 1 spot and an extra spot that they can qualify in the Beijing event. So the great thing, actually, I think some of the skaters knew this, but the great thing about them coming in today was that every single country, because of the way that the math worked out, every country was going to get a spot, no matter where they finished. So, so basically, Meta, who finished in 24th for Lithuania, got a spot for Lithuania. So, I think it probably took some of the pressure off some of the skaters, and a lot of skating went really well. So that's it from Boston for today. We have one more day of competition coming up, and it is the free dance, and it is the men's free skate tomorrow. The marathon is marathoning, and we're gonna head to bed, or Paulina's gonna go mingle with some people. I'm gonna head to bed.
Going to the lounge.
Yeah, the lounge.
Gotta go see Brian.
Boitano's lounge. Go get it. All right. Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.